Hi LEGO and Marvel superhero fans, take a look at what's waiting for you in today's video. We've got a whole collection of Marvel zombie heroes. These aren't official LEGO, of course. They're LEGO-compatible figures made by Chinese manufacturers. Unfortunately, Halloween is already behind us, and I only bought these figures now. But come on, I couldn't possibly wait an entire year before sharing such awesome new stuff with you. We're about to unbox the entire set, and at the end, we'll compare it to the figures from our previous videos. So let's start unboxing. If you watched the earlier videos, you might remember that we never received Falcon. Instead, they sent us a second Hawkeye. So I ordered Falcon separately, and he finally arrived today, which means we get an extra figure. By the way, this is Falcon after Endgame, when Captain America passed his shield onto him. And now let's lay everything out nicely and start building. Let's start building with Hawkeye. Right away, I want to point out the absolutely amazing face print. All the tiny details are drawn perfectly. You can even clearly see the brain folds, no smudges at all. Everything is just fantastic. Our benchmark figure also has a very high quality print. You can see the tiny hairs, every single one in the beard. Unfortunately, the zombie version doesn't come with a quiver of arrows, but honestly, that's not a big deal. What is a little disappointing is the lack of side printing. But to be fair, our benchmark figure didn't have side printing either. Still, it's a pity. I'll have to take off a small point for that. But for the awesome front and back prints, I'm giving this minifigure a solid 4.5 out of 5. Let's move on and take a look at the Wasp. Unfortunately, she also doesn't have any side printing, but the front and back prints are absolutely phenomenal, stunning down to the smallest detail. The manufacturers didn't cut corners on the front or back, but for some reason they decided not to bother with the sides. Just look at how well all the details are drawn. Everything is crisp and clean, no smudges at all. How could they? Saving on side paint? Such a shame. She also comes with a very high quality helmet. I really love the plastic here. Once again, they didn't cheap out on it. We can compare her not to the Wasp, but to Ant-Man, who actually had slightly better printing. At least he had side paint. But his helmet was a little simpler, which is exactly the case where the manufacturer decided to save money on the helmet. Yes, I almost forgot. Our Wasp comes with these little wings. They add so much charm and really complete the whole look. I like them a lot. Overall, this figure absolutely deserves a very, very high rating. The only downside is the lack of side printing, so she gets a well-earned 4.5 stars. Moving on, let us take a look at Wanda the Scarlet Witch. Unfortunately, once again we see that there is no side print, but the printing on the front and back is fantastic. The designers did a really great job here. She is supposed to wear this cape. We have already seen this construction before when we put it on Star-Lord. And there I was not very fond of this cape design. And in this case, we clearly have another problem. Look, the collar here is extremely tall. How are we supposed to put the hair on? Either the hair has to go under the cape, or the cape has to go on top of the hair, and neither option is possible. I take the cape off because it is completely unnecessary here, and honestly, a bad design choice, a clear oversight. Although in the store photos from the manufacturer, she is supposed to have both the cape and long hair. Let us compare our witch with our benchmark figure. What she is really missing is some kind of skirt, like the one on this figure. That would have been perfect. And we would not have any issues with the missing side print. The figure still feels nice overall though. The prints on the face and torso are especially worth noting. Nevertheless, I will give her 4 stars because of the cape mess up. Moving on, next up is Wong. At first I thought this was going to be Doctor Strange, but it turned out to be Wong. Well, having him in the collection is not bad at all, and as you can see, he is supposed to have a skirt piece, not a cape. If they had at least given Wanda something like this, it would have been great. However, after I actually put this skirt on the minifigure, I cannot say I was very impressed with the construction. It is fine, but nothing special. I have seen nicer skirts. For example, I like the plastic skirt on that benchmark Wanda much more. We are comparing this zombie minifigure with Doctor Strange. That one was one of the highest quality figures we ever had. Excellent prints, fantastic plastic, and an absolutely gorgeous cape. The only downside was the lack of side printing, but in every other way it was phenomenal. As for our zombie, I cannot say I like this skirt. Everything else about the minifigure is pretty simple. I am giving it 4.3 stars, and we are moving on to Falcon. Now he does have side printing. By the way, almost every figure in that high quality batch we had came with side prints. Go watch the video. It is a very epic one, I highly recommend it. The set includes 2 heads. We can put hair on one and a mask on the other. Let us take a look at what this character looks like as a zombie. Pretty cool, but we will compare it a bit better later. His wings attached to the back. They do not offer much mobility, but the wings themselves are fantastic. Look at this beautiful print. No smudges, everything perfectly clean and high quality. I think the camera shows it all really well, both the color and the paint quality. Let us see if we can flip the wings around and how that would look. It looks strange, kind of silly honestly. Let us put them back the way the designers intended. And here is our minifigure. It really makes you want to play with it and make it fly around. On the back you can attach Captain America's shield. Remember that scene from the movie? It was incredibly epic. You can also replace the shield with this little piece that completes Falcon's jetpack look. On the head we can put either the hair or the helmet. Here is the helmet. Very high quality. I like that they did not try to save on plastic here. This figure turns out to be one of the highest quality ones, side printing, amazing plastic, and very precise painting all over the figure. Plus, the unusual wing elements and the unique helmet. This figure definitely deserves more than 4.5 stars. I am giving it 4.7. And let us immediately move on to Falcon in the zombie version. And once again, we see that even though the zombie has beautiful front and back printing, there is no side print. Why does this keep happening? It is a small thing, of course, but sometimes you really want to see more detailed, high-effort figures. Here we only get one head and the hair. The wing construction is a bit simpler and does not look nearly as epic as the previous Falcons. I definitely like the Falcon with Captain America's shield much more. Although the zombie's plastic is great and the print is flawless, everything feels a bit too simple, like it could have been pushed just a little further. I am giving the zombie 4.3 stars. Moving on, we come to Zombie Captain America. There is side printing on the legs, but none on the torso. Overall, the paintwork is excellent, just like with all the figures in this set. And something that really deserves special attention is the absolutely phenomenal helmet. This is probably one of the best quality helmets I have ever seen. Let us compare it right away with our benchmark, Captain America helmet. Even on camera, you can clearly see that the zombie's helmet is simply on another level. It looks more interesting, more detailed, and even feels like the plastic might be slightly higher quality. And I also like that it is narrower. Captain America's regular helmet looks wide and big, which makes the head appear larger, while the zombie's is more compact and neat. Definitely a like from me. Of course, what kind of Captain America would he be without his legendary shield? Scratched, chopped up, clearly after a full zombie apocalypse. Let us compare our 2 minifigures, the zombie version and our benchmark one. The benchmark figure looks much simpler. No side printing, the face paint is kind of primitive, the back print is more basic, and the helmet, as we already showed earlier, is more primitive too. Let us give this zombie Captain America a solid 4.6 stars and move on to Tony Stark.
And I am Iron Man.
Look at this gorgeous printing all over zombie Tony Stark. The entire torso, the sides, the front, everything is detailed and the quality is excellent. Let's finish assembling him. The set includes a shooting blaster, nothing particularly special. And here's the minifigure we get. Honestly, the quality is fantastic. The only disappointing thing is that there are no additional accessories, just the minifigure. And that's it. If we compare it to our benchmark Iron Man figures, Those not only had printing but also had extra design elements. And the figure on the right had a whole set of interchangeable arms, all sorts of weapons for the hands and even the back. That was really cool. Now let us take a closer look at all three figures. You can see that they are all quite high quality, with good, even great, printing. But you can also notice that the zombie figure has a lot more tiny details drawn in, meaning its printing is more thoroughly refined. Overall, I would say that this is probably the best Iron Man minifigure we have. Even though it does not come with any additional accessories like a helmet or any sort of weapon, I am giving it 4.7 stars for an absolutely phenomenal print. And now it is time to look at all of our figures together. How did you like the video? Please do not forget to give a like if you enjoyed it. And write a comment, any comment, it really helps the channel grow. Now on the left you will see a playlist with my other videos featuring Marvel characters. And on the right, YouTube picked a video just for you based on your interests. See you in the next one. Bye.